So let's talk about that top row in a little bit more detail. The whole concept behind this first section is things that you're already doing pretty good, maybe even well, that you can improve upon. I think it was Jim Collins in his book Good to Great, although don't quote me on that because I've read so many books that I could be getting the title and the author wrong. But he was talking about on expertise on a scale of 1 to 10. With 1 being, you barely know what something is, or you've heard of it maybe once, and 10 being an expert. It's much easier to take yourself from an 8 or a 9 and boost to a 10 than it is to take yourself from a 2 or a 3 and boost to a 10. So the author, again, whoever it was, talked about how Tiger Woods didn't spend a lot of time focusing on the parts of his game that he was not good at because he knew that improving them would be a long road. He focused on the parts of his game that he was very good at, that he was ranked an 8 or a 9, and worked on moving those from an 8 or 9 to a 10. Doesn't mean he never worked on the others, but you focus first on the things that you can quickly get up to expert speed. So you're going to look at this top row of current activities, and for each column, you're going to focus on one thing that you're already doing pretty well, and on a way that you can improve it just slightly. This is where the incremental improvement comes in. I'm going to give you an example or two on each. For communication, maybe you're already doing email, and you do them regularly, and that's your usual form of communication for prospects and maybe even current and past clients. What you could do is take the emails and find a way to make them better. Maybe you can segment your list a little bit, and that way you can target your emails. Maybe you can change the frequency at which you are communicating, or even the time of day or day of the week that you send the emails out. Perhaps a new design would make it look a little fresher and even easier to read. Or perhaps you haven't tested on a mobile phone, and that's a place that a lot of people are reading their email now, and so you can do a little testing and optimize your emails to make them very readable on a mobile phone. Another example is maybe you're doing a lot of direct mail. It's kind of funny when you think back to when the internet first started and AOL first came out, and remember that you've got mail. And it was so exciting when you got an email, even if it was junk email. The fact that you got one was kind of cool. And I know I'm dating myself here, but it was. And now it's kind of flip-flopped because we get so much junk mail in our email inboxes now that when you get something in the mail, a physical postcard or a letter or something, that can be kind of exciting. So maybe you've been doing some direct mail and you can enhance it. Maybe you use a larger postcard size because they get more notice, or a different card stock, or maybe you change your frequency of mailings, or you target a certain geographic area. Or in communication, perhaps you're using social media and you use Facebook often. Maybe you can spend some time enhancing your Facebook profile. And if you haven't paid attention to your business page lately, Facebook constantly rolls out changes, and so you can always do a few tweaks that can make your page look better. You can change the cover image, a whole lot of things you can do there. Or focus on what type of posts that you're putting and look at the ones that work best and replicate some of those.